On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll read it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have never left California.
This bronze sex will upset me and bring this teenage from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no. Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! It's showtime in the garden, kids. Let me make sure this gets right. Here we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We are presented by BetUS.com. Hey, sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sports books back and in our 30th year of action with live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props, parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service. Hey, we got it all. And when you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com. Where the game begins. We got the playmakers standing by. Cole Johnson will be along in just a bit. But we begin, as we always do, with the whip around. And this whip around is presented, of course, by Fanatics. But the Raiders and Josh Jacobs doesn't land the long-term contract Raiders by the tag deadline. They did not reach an agreement on a multi-year contract ahead of Monday's deadline for franchise tag players. The 25-year-old led the NFL in both rushing yards and yards from scrimmage last year, earning his first All-Pro and second Pro Bowl berth for the breakout campaign. The Raiders declined his fifth-year option last spring before giving Jacobs the franchise tag in March. If Jacobs signs his tender, he would make $10.1 million for 2023. He cannot sign a new contract until the end of the upcoming season. Trouble in Raider country. And we have a Summer League champion as Isaiah Mobley had 28 points and 11 rebounds, and the Cavs captured the NBA Summer League championship with a 99-78 victory Monday over the Houston Rockets. This is the Cavaliers' first title since the Summer League went into a tournament format in 2013. Mobley was voted game MVP, more than making up for not being selected to the all-tournament team. Yay! Yay! So the Cavaliers won the Summer League. Too bad they'll never, ever, 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 ever win the big one. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants failed to reach an agreement on a long-term contract by Monday's deadline, leaving the star running back with the option of playing for the tag mandated at $10.1 million or maybe taking the season off. The Giants gave the franchise tag to the 26-year-old Barkley in March, giving the two sides 4 months to reach an agreement by the July 17th deadline at 4 p.m. Talks went down to the wire, and no agreement was reached. Barkley tweeted, quote, "It is what it is." Well, I have a feeling that after this year, Saquon Barkley may be elsewhere. So sorry. Erin Andrews opens up about her new baby, 10 Years of Hell. Sportscaster Erin Andrews, battled an infertility for nearly a decade before she and her husband, former NHL player Jared Stoll, I haven't had my coffee yet, finally became parents last month. Congratulations. I'm so happy for them. After several unsuccessful rounds of in vitro fertilization, necessitated by Andrew's cervical cancer diagnosis in 2016, the couple knew her last IVF transfer will represent their final chance to have a child together. The process worked. Surrogate mother was found. Then on June 28th, their son Mac was born, arriving at a healthy 7 pounds 7 ounces. I'll never forget the moment. Their surrogate mother asked to hold my hand, so I grabbed her hand. I saw the tear coming down her face. Andrew told Today that host Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kobe, he came fast. So congratulations to Aaron Andrews on the birth of their son. Very happy for you. Aaron Rodgers says that's everything, bro. How Aaron Rodgers' demand for precision has sharpened the New York Jets. And that will conclude this morning's Whip Around. To the Fanatic Feedback Zone, and Cole's Cowboys is here. Good morning to you, David 3000. Good morning to you. If you want to, if you haven't done so already, I beg your pardon. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for those of you watching on YouTube. Welcome to those of you listening on WIRU 26.7, WIRU DB in Chicago, WLEO 26.7 in Baltimore, Maryland. And for those of you listening to us on our flagship stations, which are Snowman Multimedia Sports Radio and SM Sports Radio 2. Now I want to focus in on this before we go to a break. And Shohei Ohtani wants to win so bad. He wants to win in the worst way. He leads the way for the Angels. The baseball sailed deep into the night skies. I'm reading from ESPN, and Shohei Ohtani's bat went right along with it. The latter flipping 5 times before landing somewhere in the batter's box, first base dugout, the former traveling 403 feet to straightaway center field at Anaheim Stadium. Ohtani's unprecedented pitching and hitting exploits over the past two and a half years have been well documented and thoroughly celebrated. While it still isn't fully grasped, perhaps it's how stridently he chases greatness and how determinedly he yearns to win. But much like that on Monday, in the midst of a 7th-inning game-tying homer, his Major League leading 35th provided a window into that desire. Too bad it's with the Angels. I hate saying that aloud, but I'm saying that aloud. Too bad he's with the Angels. So winning is not an option there, especially when you don't have Mike Trout. When you don't have Mike Trout and Ohtani together, your lineup is going to suffer. Your lineup is going to suffer. And I hate saying that, but the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. That lineup has suffered via the loss of Mike Trout, and it's going to suffer even more when both Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani leave. I said it. They're both going to leave, leaving the Angels with a crater in their lineup and in their clubhouse. I don't see any way possible, none whatsoever. I'm saying this on July 18th. I see no way possible, none whatsoever, for the Angels to make the playoffs ever again. This is one of those situations where they're going to have to push the plunger, blow it up, and try again. They have not made the playoffs since 2005. I may be wrong in that. I just got back home and I haven't had my coffee yet, but it's been a while since the Angels have seen the playoffs, and this year it will not be any different. The injury to Mike Trout takes care of that. And though Shohei Ohtani is doing some great, great things, Don't get it twisted. It's doing some great, great things. It's not going to be enough to end the drought, end the playoff drought for the Anaheim Angels. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife, Vicky. And Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" "Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. The Negro be lying." What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
It most certainly is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, 13 after the hour. Thank y'all for joining us. Portions of this program are brought to you by Recruiting Giants. At Recruiting Giants, our mission is to connect exceptional talent with exceptional companies. I told you I can't read this morning. I haven't had my coffee. We strive to provide innovative and tailored staffing solutions to help organizations build successful teams. By leveraging our expertise and extensive network of industry professionals, we aim to drive growth, foster long-term partnerships, and positively impact the success of both our clients and candidates. We are dedicated to delivering exceptional service, exceeding expectations, and becoming the preferred staffing partner for businesses looking to recruit top talent. For more information, email Mark Zanetto at info@recruitinggiants.com or call 336-587-3659. 336-587-3659. Recruiting Giants, where talent meets opportunity. I did that all wrong. I'll do it. I'll do that read again later. But I'm not going to wait long to bring this man in.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic, but I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the Broadcasting Witness Protection Program.
All right. Here's the playmaker on the Invader Coffee guest line. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning. Cole, you might as well go ahead and hit that button because you know I'm about to take this show, right?
What do you have in mind?
First of all, how you have an extra 120 minutes to prepare and you ain't ready?
Because I was on the road. Because I had to take my wife to work and my daughter to an eye appointment.
And somewhere along the way, you couldn't make a pit stop.
In a word, no. I could make a pit stop if I wanted to.
There's no way you should be like this at 10 a.m. in the morning.
You have no idea, bro. You have no idea.
Second of all,
Yes, sir.
what did y'all talk about yesterday?
Nothing.
Exactly. But you want to come for the 4-letter network, right?
Yeah.
The 4-letter network was talking about a certain championship game that took place over the weekend.
Okay,
And it was one heck of a match. And it could be a changing of a guard in a certain sport.
okay, and that changing the guard is
Carlos Alcaraz.
who's he?
Beating the Joker at Wimbledon.
Denying Djokovic's 24th Grand Slam title.
Man, if you're gonna talk sports, talk it.
We did.
How about a unseated woman winning the women's title?
Okay. You know I'm doing this to mess with you. And I'm not fully awake yet.
I know. That's why I'm coming to get you now.
You can't get me. Actually, you
I
can't.
know you ain't fully awake.
No, I'm not. And you see it. You see it. I am nowhere near awake, man.
So I come on today. What do you do?
What?
You missing Josh Jacobs not getting a long-term deal.
Yeah.
You talking about Saquon Barkley not getting a long-term deal.
Correct.
Just missing those and glossed over it. Then you talked about Shohei turning the Angels. Pretty much the whole whip around was all sad stories.
That's what's on the schedule.
And then the title of today's episode. I'm like,
I didn't write that.
Oh, I know who wrote it.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking like, really?
You may get your wish of a button being pushed here in a moment. There you go.
And then the title of the show is like, really? Out of all the things that's going on in sports, that's the focal point. That is the focal point.
And the problem is, I told you I didn't write this. I left this in.
I know who didn't write it, but I know he's listening.
I left this in my EP's hands.
All because a quarterback that holds a star on his helmet came out and said he's not gonna throw no more than 10 interceptions.
He's gonna throw,
and
20.
we're gonna make that the title. Really?
Well, he's gonna throw 20 interceptions. So what's the point?
See, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. When most people don't really follow baseball.
I do.
I said most people. I ain't say everybody. This is what happens when some people quite don't understand tennis. But we got to sit here and we got to talk about either Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets.
I just
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
Is there a reason you're yelling in my ear?
or some guy out in LA who decided to take 20 minutes of the SBO.
We didn't talk.
to announce he's coming back for his 20th season with the freaking Lakers.
I didn't push that button.
I know he didn't. I know he back there laughing too.
Bitch, are you for real?
See, this is why most people call these the dog days of summer, because the sports that are going, they don't really care about or they understand. So you have to sit here, if you're watching Get Up, listen to Mike Greenbaugh talk about Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets.
But Greeny's a Jets fan.
I know that.
He can't help himself.
Now we will have a title. Dak Prescott promises less than 10 interceptions in 2023.
Kawhi.
How long did y'all take to talk about LeBron James after he made his announcement that he was returning for the next season?
About 30 seconds.
But somehow I figure that's a lie. Because the fact that it's LeBron James.
Once again, Kawhi. Here he comes.
Well, he can pop in at any given moment.
Like. As I said.
Hold on,
like
Shane Lake. What rock clip we talking about here? Because I'm the one who's supposed to be getting the rock clips here.
Yeah, it's ready. It's ready. We all know Dak is going to throw more than 10 interceptions into the first 6 games of the season. Not throw more than 10 for the whole season. For the whole season. I'll throw. Let me read that again. I won't have 10 interceptions this year. Red.
Bitch, please.
Dolomite.
Bitch, are you for real?
Now, if you really want to talk about something in the NFL, let's talk about the running backs.
Not getting deals.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley.
If I remember correctly, who won the rushing title last season?
Josh Jacobs.
No long-term deal.
No, because they're going to trade him.
Okay. Who is the star player for the New York Football Giants?
Saquon Barkley.
Low long-term deal, huh?
Nope.
Hey, what's wise when you need them?
Because they gave to they gave that to Daniel Jones.
What's wise when you need them? Because I need to hear wise on this one.
No, you don't. You'll hear that Friday. Cole says next segment, Playmaker.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Shane, if it's a clip that I wanted, I'm gonna be mad as you know what.
Why?
Because I asked for that clip and it took Shane Lake for me to finally get it. If it's that clip, I'm gonna be mad.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So what Playmaker is basically telling the running backs and the teams they're in.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
You know what? I didn't plan this. I really didn't plan this.
Yes, you did.
I didn't plan this, but you know what?
What?
I'm gonna need, when Cole gets on here, I gotta flame some people.
Oh, no
Now
problem.
that I think it, now that I think about it.
Why don't we do it after the break? Why don't we do it at Oh boy.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it after the break?
And this ain't no particular sport. I'm involved in multiple sports in this.
I didn't push that button either time.
The reason Cole did it, and I know Cole happy because usually when I come on, he want me to play somebody anyway.
We'll take an early break, and then the segment is all yours, Playmaker. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Race car drivers change lanes very fast, but with no outside mirrors. How come they don't crash? Introducing Angel View, the new wide-angle mirror that reduces blind spots. Angel View simply snaps over your car's rear view mirror, giving you a 160-degree view behind you. Just look at the difference. Look, ordinary rear view mirrors are small and flat, but Angel View has a huge mirror with curved glass. This convex shape allows you to see both blind spots with one glance. And with our Pro Edition special coating, it's anti-glare at night. Get your Angel View now for just $19.99. But wait, Angel View may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Angel View is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. Once the current inventory is gone, it's gone forever. Order now.
Call 1-800-495-0761. That's 1-800-495-0761. Or visit getangelview.com. Order now.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that?
Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
29. Oops. Didn't have a microphone on. 29 after the hour. We're presented by SeatGeek. Looking for the best way to experience live events? SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you use the code Snowman, you'll get $20 off of your first purchase. The link will be in the description for those of you watching on YouTube. And that's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Now we're at the bottom of the first hour. I'm going to push a button. I'm going to go get some coffee. And I'm going to let the Playmaker cook some people. Now cook.
All right. So, as you heard Snowman talk about in the whip around, Josh Jacobs nor Saquon Barkley got long-term deals. Thus meaning, most likely,
this coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out.
mean, Cole, feel free to jump in if you want to. You don't got to just sit back there and push buttons, But here's my thing here. Dave Ziegler is the GM of the Raiders. Now, let me see who's the GM of the Giants. GM of the Giants is Joe Schroeder. And to throw another sport in here, the GM of the Portland Trailblazers. First, let me start with the running backs. So you have a guy who won the rushing title last season, and you don't want to give him a long-term contract. But you signed Jimmy Garoppolo in the offseason, and you don't know if he's going to be ready to start the season because obviously he's injured yet again. And you have a head coach who's under the microscope for sure after what happened last season with that ridiculous team that he put together, despite having the lead in rushing in the NFL, and Josh McDaniels. So what is going on with the Las Vegas Raiders? I really want to know. Because for a guy to win the rushing title, meaning he ran for the most yards in this season than any other running back, that includes Derrick Henry, you don't want to pay him. But you want to pay a quarterback who is known to be injury prone. Somebody explain that to me, please. Let's go to the New York Football Giants. You bring over Brian Daboll. Daniel Jones had his best season of his career so far. It's just one season. But you knew he was going to get with Saquon Barkley. That dude he is what he is. But you paid Daniel Jones and franchise tag Saquon Barkley, still couldn't get a long-term deal done, and you're cool with that. And thank you, Coach Johnson, for joining us. Yes, sir.
Sorry. You asked a question. Here's the answer to that. The NFL is scared of running backs. Scared. Give them 3 years, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you've done your job. Off you go. But they'll take a quarterback who's injured because they think that he could have one good healthy year. Riddle me that, sir.
Doesn't make sense to me. Now, what happens if the Giants don't make it back to the playoffs and Daniel Jones still had the stats that he could, but you're missing the person in the backfield who makes the defense play honest football? Because they know they have to stop that guy from out the backfield, which allows the quarterback to do what he needs to do. Now, running backs all over the National Football League, they took to Twitter and voiced their displeasure. And when I heard that, I thought of something. Cole, what you thought of this? What if all the running backs didn't show up for training camp?
Then we'll be seeing something that we should have seen all along, but you won't see it. The picture that I have is always of Jeff Saturday when the owners locked him out back in 2011. And it was a wonderful thing for the owners because they saw players come up to owners, and you had Jeff Saturday coming up to Robert Kraft, and he was going, "We just want to play, Robert. We just want to play." And the owners looked at one another and said, "We got these suckers." And then we fast forward to when 17 games were to be put on the docket, and it was put to vote to the players. You had 1,000 players vote for it. You had 900 players vote against it, and you had 500 idiots not even vote at all.
So it tells me that a collective bond of bodies who would actually come together under one purpose won't happen in NFL unless you're the 32 owners.
What a shame.
Agreed.
How do you expect change if you're not going to be a part of it?
Say that again, sir.
Speaking of which, I'm finna get to another GM. I'm finna go to the NBA GM. Who is the GM for the Portland Trail Blazers?
I'm sorry. Who is the GM of the Blazers? I know Chauncey Billups wanted to be it, but he decided not to be in.
Oh, if Chauncey Billups was the GM of the Blazers, we won't be going through this right now.
Are you upset about the Blazers not wanting to get rid of, or at least soft shoeing getting rid of Damian Lillard?
Okay, Damian Lillard. Now, first of all, let me get at everybody, like Paul Jordan and everybody. So who's trying to come back at Damian Lillard because he's running from the grind. That man played in Portland for 11 years. If I can remember correctly, I would say about at least 5 years, Cole, where fans everywhere was asking for Lillard to leave.
Well, you're a frequent watcher of First Take. You know, for the last 19, 21, 2. Yep. At least for the last 4, I haven't heard him this year say, but he probably has already. Stephen A. Smith's been lobbying for him to be a Knick ever since 2019's offseason.
Even the Portland Trailblazers fans are asking them to please go somewhere else so you can win.
Yeah, because our team sucks.
11 years. He said at the end of the season, he's going to wait, see what the Blazers do during the offseason, and then he will make a decision. Do you know what the Blazers did during the offseason?
Nathan. That's what they did this offseason.
They drafted Scoot Henderson. They drafted somebody else. I forgot the name of it. And they re-signed Jeremy Grant.
Again, they did Nathan.
Damian Lillard.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
Answer your question, Playmaker. The GM of the Blazers is Joe Cronin.
Joe Cronin.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you.
And you know he had the nerve when asked about the trade.
The unmitigated gall.
He's gonna do what's best for the team. What move have you done that's best for the team?
I'm sorry. What?
Moves best for the team.
Best for the team? My ass.
What have you
done?
What
team?
What have you done? Because if you were doing what's best for the team, Damian Lillard wouldn't ask for no trade.
Then I know something. I know someone within the Portland Trailblazers organization that's real close to the organization, and I plan to have him on very soon to talk about this. Go on, Playmaker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to play this.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
Who have you brought in that's best for the team? Who's going to take the Portland Trailblazers to the next level?
Nobody.
We want to build around Damian Lillard. We're going to be patient. We're going to wait for the best deal.
Where'd that clip come from, Cole? The one that you just played. Where'd that one come from?
What, The Wire?
No, the last clip you just played.
Yeah.
Oh, it came from The Wire? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This Cooking with Playmaker is brought to you by Teflon. When you don't want your crap to stick, use Teflon.
Oh, Lord.
So.
You realize you're going to have to visualize that one, Cole.
So, Mr. Cronin, let me understand this here. You said, which you've been consistent of, you want Damian Lillard in Portland. You want to build around Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard has told you on numerous occasions he wants to be a part of a championship caliber team. Mm-hmm. You've known this the whole time.
And did this to his face.
You drafted a guard. You re-signed a good forward in Jeremy Grant. He's a good player. But you didn't add any value to the team. He told you he wanted to be traded. And in a nice enough way, he said where he wanted to be traded. Trade me to Miami.
Can we get The Wire, please, for Joe Cronin's response?
The Heat offer you 3 first-round picks and Tyler Hero.
Oh, my goodness. And the Blazers said...
Because they don't want Tyler Hero.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Clay.
It's not the draft picks that's messing us up. They don't want Tyler Hero. Even if he came out and said, everybody's up for grabs up for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
This is so good.
You don't want nobody from Miami?
Clay.
The team that was just in the finals. A team that you should actually model yourself after because they took undrafted players and got them to play well. And Damian Lillard is so smart, he cut off all your other options. Nah, don't even try Boston. Don't try Philly. And Philly wasn't going to try it anyway because they ain't trying to get rid of Tyrese Maxey. Now you're stuck. Now you want to play.
You for real?
Now you want to play the waiting game with Damian Lillard.
What?
If Damian Lillard was stubborn enough to stay with y'all for 11 years, you think a waiting game with Damian Lillard is going to go in your favor? I got a question, and I know the right person to answer this question. Do you think the Portland Trail Blazers going to win this trade?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
So, Mr. Cronin, I'm gonna need you to get out of your feelings. Because Damian Lillard gave you 11 years with that franchise.
Yep.
He even got you to a Western Conference Finals. It just so happened that Baby and Session decided to come back for that round. And this I have never seen anybody do that score 30 points coming off the bench.
Oops.
But it pretty much ended that series.
What ended that series?
When Steph Curry came off the bench and dropped 30. And that game was in Portland too.
Oh yeah, it was. And if you're talking about Game 4, it also went to overtime.
I'm here and I'm back game.
Oh, that one.
And that game pretty much ended that Western Conference Finals.
Semifinals, because that was 16. West Finals was 19. But go on.
He gave you 11. He gave some of the most memorable playoff shots came from Damian Lillard.
The winner over the Houston Rockets.
Don't remind me.
I'm sorry, Cole. I'm sorry.
2014 first round, Game 6, and Dwight Howard had his fingers up his behind. Well, that's a normal position for him. My bad. So Dwight Howard was in his normal position. We just saw it on the court. Continue, sir.
And I have both. And I have all three calls: ESPN, Houston, and Portland.
See, everybody loves the one against the OKC when he waved Paul George bye-bye.
But what makes it even worse is you had
that call too.
What makes that one worse, or in many people's eyes, you had Russell Westbrook talking yang the whole series. Lillard didn't say a thing, and then Paul George had the nerve, the unmitigated gall, and the temerity to say, quote, "That was a lucky shot." Close.
Wait.
Quote.
Are we talking about Lillard's walk-off against OKC?
Yes. One and the same.
Stand by.
Unfortunately, Cole, the one against Houston is more memorable for me.
I love them both.
Well, the one against Houston is a whole lot more memorable for me.
And this is the reason why.
Because they're not the Rockets.
Game 7.
They're not the amount of contention basically for the foreseeable future. Really.
Not only that, Houston was winning. One stop. It's a game 7.
They were up 2 in that game. Yes, they were up 2 in that game with that possession.
It's a game 7 in Houston, right in front of them.
They win. They have game 7 in Toyota Center, right?
98,
96. Series. He said Houston going back Houston, but we ain't coming with you. That's why that's more memorable for me. He literally ended that series.
But the reason why I blocked that shot out is because Dwight Howard, again, with his fingers planted up his anus, was getting his butt whooped and cooked
in the
by LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, people were bragging about Dwight Howard being this beast of a post player.
LaMarcus Aldridge was better.
He was, and a defensive player du jour. That fool was getting flambéed by LaMarcus Aldridge. That whole series.
And LaMarcus Aldridge only used one baseline. Of course, you remember, Cole, the left baseline. He owned it.
And owned Howard in that series. So yes, I remember that shot a lot, very vividly. But I remember more Howard being basically a non-factor because of LaMarcus Aldridge.
See, most people remember the OKC one because of the trash talking, the back and forth.
I'm sorry. What did Paul George say?
Quote. That was a lucky shot. Close quote.
A 40-footer that he calls a lucky shot, and the greatest part about that shot, it went in.
And he wasn't wrong either. How many people besides Lillard and Steph Curry can hit that shot?
Cole.
Oh, how many? Oh, I'm sorry. But the thing is, I think George was thinking that only Curry could hit that shot, forgetting that Lillard could too.
And Paul George did everything right.
And he disrespected Steph Curry bad.
Paul George did everything right.
Well, he did almost everything right.
Now it's time for one of our calls of the day, presented by Cricket Wireless. We take you back to 2014, and we give you the great Mike Tirico.
Fans are just praying they're here with that.
And this is why I did not want the Rockets to pick up Howard.
Lillard to trigger.
Right here.
Just a high screen and roll. On the switch, Howard picks up a 2. Full clock, Batum to the deck. He stops, tough shot. He hit it. Tied at 96. Now that was difficult. He's now 4 for 10 in the game.
Against the young with a young Nicholas Batum. But I think this is what we were looking for right here.
Yes.
This is the moment.
9 on the clock.
Yep.
0.9.
Yep. And let's see. I believe the winning sequence goes like this.
3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! And the Blazers win the series for the first time in 14 years.
I have Brian Wheeler's call, but it would take me a long time to search for it. Brian Wheeler, of course, recently retired a long time.
Those mother.
Did you hear what Mike Tirico said?
For the first time.
The Blazers win a series for the first time in 14 years.
14 years.
Those mother.
He hit a shot that took away Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight.
And during that year, it was hard as I don't know what to beat Houston in Houston.
And
our second
So
call
Game
of the
7
day.
in Houston would have been problematic for Portland.
Yep. Our second call of the day brought to you by T-Mobile, the official wireless carrier of the Noisy Dragon audio and video studios and of Snowman Multimedia. We take you back to April 23rd, 2019 in Portland, Oregon. Brian Anderson.
Portland has a timeout. Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range 3, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
You see the difference? That was a 4-1 series. Okay,
Yeah.
so wasn't coming back to winning that series anyway.
And Houston wasn't coming back to beat Portland, even if it did go to a Game 7.
No,
because the Portland Trailblazers had it's Cole. It's what you and I talked about, Cole. When a team has a lot of momentum,
mm-hmm.
and the Blazers snatched momentum in that series by snatching one in Texas. They snatched one in Texas. That was the only way they were going to win that. The Blazers were going to win that series. They snatched one in Texas,
mm-hmm.
at the new Summit. Forget the Toyota Center. It's the new Summit. That's for you, Cole.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. The only way they were going to clinch at the new Memorial Coliseum was they snatched one in the new Summit. And there's a reason I'm using those names. Go on, Playmaker.
Thank you for the trip down memory lane, Playmaker.
This is the guy who gave you those in his 11 years in Portland.
He thinks he can give him more. That's the problem.
He don't want to give you more because you ain't giving him anything.
Right.
But it don't matter.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Cronin is like, well, you know, you've been claiming that you're faithful to Portland. You're faithful to Rip City. You want to spend the rest of your career in Rip City. This is your home, Damian. This is where you belong.
Man, that went out the window when he traded C.J. McCollum.
Quote.
Oh, did I say that aloud?
I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. Close quote.
And he's right. He should not be part of a rebuild.
Shouldn't be. Exactly. And Cole, let me pose a question. Let me pose a question to the chat too, if you'll throw this in the chat. When they traded C.J. McCollum in 2019, do y'all think that signaled the start of the rebuild in Portland? I think it did, because you ripped up the Rip City Rhapsody, one of the best backcourts in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I think that was, to me, the beginning to end of what we saw as the Blazers. Yeah,
and CJ didn't want to go. He was traded against his will.
And yet CJ been to the playoffs twice without Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because New Orleans is doing it right, and Portland is doing it all wrong.
Despite not having Zion Williamson,
who ain't going to be there next year.
Look, don't talk about the OnlyFans bandit.
But we can't help it.
Oh Lord!
I'm just making a point here.
The thing that people don't fear about Zion, they fear that he's going to eat people out of buffets.
Yep.
They should fear that he's going to eat juice boxes out of OnlyFans.
And Cole, you were born in New Orleans, and you know there's a lot of buffets down in New Orleans.
Buffets, family restaurants. I mean, heck,
they're all down the Gulf Coast. They're all down the Gulf Coast, from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. I've been in Baton Rouge.
They are
on game night. If that tells you anything.
Oh yay! As they would say in New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So these GMs in the NFL and the NBA, y'all be doing some stupid behind.
Wait.
No, you do some stupid. You be doing some stupid.
Got it? Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Cole.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna do what's best for the team, and you actually hurting the team more than you know. So the Giants, if y'all don't get it together with Saquon Barkley, y'all gonna be right back where y'all was the year before last season.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing?
No, it's the truth.
Well, I'm about to say what Playmaker just said is the truth. Yeah.
Yes, though it is very much true. I just did that to kid around.
The GM for the
Raiders.
Raiders.
I got one. I'll make up for it, Playmaker. If the Giants don't sign Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones is going to be thinking,
"Oh hell no!
I got to do this myself."
The entire Raiders nation is saying that because the Raiders organization don't know what they're doing.
Oh, thank you. You saved me from pushing this button.
One more thing.
They signed a quarterback. You know very well. He's a winner, but he can't stay on the field long enough.
Nope.
But your leader, the guy who was the Russian champion, can't get a long-term deal.
Can't get a long-term deal.
Well, what I said earlier, NFL teams are now allergic to running backs, and you have Le'Veon Bell to thank for this.
Cole, I love you for saying that on my show.
Who finally admitted?
I love Cole for saying that on my show 2.5 years ago. He said it 2.5. Cole said that on my show. Cole said that on my show 2.5 years ago and coupled it with a question. And I believe the question goes like this. Open it.
Okay. Quote.
Why are teams in the NFL allergic to running the football?
Close quote. Just have it's like hay fever.
Find the lie. And we got to go to the top of the hour. So let me thank
y'all get it together.
Please.
And do the correct thing. And get out my face.
Oh, and by the way, one more note before we let Playmaker go. You know, one running back that has been signed to a long-term deal that no one expected to be signed to a long-term deal? Last name McCaffrey.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them, with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk that here, you can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2, the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2 was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. All right. Good morning once again. It's the top of hour 2. We got David St. Dennis of the David 3000 Network coming in a moment. Portions of the show brought to you by Fanatics. Attention sports fans looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride. Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams. From jerseys to hats, accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics today and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. The links will start appearing in the description box for those of you watching on YouTube. Fanatics officially license everything. Welcome to those of you watching via YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. And welcome to those of you on CSTV for hour 2 of Snowman in the morning. Also to those of you listening on SM Sports, SM Sports 2, WLEO in Baltimore, and WIRUDB in Chicago. And, wait, there's another. Hold on a minute. There's another station, and I wanted to. Where's my notebook? I wanted to surprise. Oh, here it is. I wanted to surprise Cole with this. I want to welcome our newest affiliate, and our newest affiliate is the VSX Digital Sports Network, which includes, you ready, Cole? This is for you. You ready, partner? Which includes KSHP AM 1400 and FM 107.1 in Las Vegas.
Nice.
Yep. So we're getting all the way out there, folks. So welcome to those of you on KSHP and the VSH Digital Sports Network. Let's talk some baseball with David St. Dennis and Jason Tacanio.
There we go.
Hey,
there they are.
How guys?
What's up, gentlemen? How are you?
Fantastic. How you guys doing today?
Man, we're doing good. We're doing good. We got to get an intro. We got to get an intro for you guys. Okay, David asked me.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I forgot about that. The following is
did.
a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yep.
Jason here with us for the Tuesday Baseball Chat. It's presented by Invader Coffee as they join us on the Invader Coffee guest line. David asked me a question early in the year. We're going to start with the National League West. David asked me a question earlier in the year, and his question said, if there was a team that could surprise anybody, who would that team be? And the first choice he gave me was the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I told him no. And it surprised him with the team that I chose and the team that I feel is going to come all the way back and win the National League West. And that team is the San Francisco Giants. The biggest weapon that the Giants are getting right now, and David, you can confirm this because we've talked about it, the Giants are getting healthy, and that's dangerous.
Why don't you just move to the Bay Area?
Yeah, and also I asked you yesterday, what is the best division in the National League, and you said the NL West.
National League West. The top three teams are separated by 2.5 games.
Well,
the top three teams are separated by 2.5 games for the division lead.
Well, no matter what, the most surprising team to me in baseball is the Marlins. Who saw them do what they have done thus far? Who saw that? Only one name saw that.
I was looking. That's the answer I was looking for because no one saw the Marlins coming. You know, no one trusted the. No one trusted
one
the
person saw it, and he plays that.
Well, how true is it? How true is that?
The
Let's
reverse psychology from Cole Johnson.
Of course, another comedic uppercut. Let's stay in the National League. The Dodgers have the lead for the moment, and as I mentioned just a moment ago, the top three teams, Los Angeles, Arizona, and San Francisco, are separated by 2.5 games. Here's the difference. The Dodgers are crumbling because they're losing players, and the Diamondbacks and the Giants are getting healthy at the right time. I go downstairs to Jason, and Jason, how fun is it to watch this National League West race?
Oh, I tell you, I've always been an interesting contender when it comes to the National League West. I've always said that division is the most mysterious division ever played.
You sure did.
You never know what's going to happen. None of the teams are ever separated by more than 3 games, like you said. And it's just too tight of a race, unless you're on the bottom, like the Rockies, you have no chance. But the Rockies themselves, they could spoil a lot of the upper teams.
Oh, yeah.
And make it much more harder for them to advance to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
When the last time the Giants won the World Series?
2014.
2014? Yeah.
So you're going on about 10 years. It's about that time.
Same to the AL West. All the Western divisions, the AL and the NL, are just mysterious divisions, and you never know what's going to come out of them.
And it's a Texas race. Let's go to the American League West, and I'll bring Cole in on this. It's a Texas race. It's a Texas two-step right now, with the Texas Rangers, the surprise of the West, and the defending champion Houston Astros, whose game I'll have on Sunday when they travel to Oakland to face the Oakland Athletics. Let's go downstairs to David. David, give me a quick look, if you will, through your eyes at the American League West. Can the Astros wipe out the Rangers and wipe out their lead?
Well, I mean, the Rangers bullpen can be sketchy at times. So,
Right on the money.
So, if their bullpen can get back on track, because I have seen some games from them when they blew the leads.
Yep.
Like for example, with the Astros came back and not that, but that high scoring game. If the Rangers bullpen, get back on track and have maybe Chapman be their ultimate closer, that's why they got him in the first place. If they can do that, they might win the AL West. But the thing is, they have to stay healthy without DeGrom and keep Chapman. In the back of the ball as the closer, so that way they can win some ball games that way.
In the back with Cole. Let's stay in the American League West. The surprise team was the Angels, but now Seattle's on the charge again, and Seattle scares everybody in the West Division. But like I said, it's a Texas two-step right now. Now let's hit the Angels for a moment. The Angels going into the All-Star break, Cole, were 5 games above 500. Now they're a game below 500. That absence is attributed to the injury to Mike Trout.
Yeah, I was going to say it. It is a direct attribution to when you saw Mike Trout have his injury, and then you had Shohei Ohtani had to miss a start. Well, not miss a start, but had to leave a start early, and those two infractions of injury, so to speak, that basically is what has put the Angels in a minor tailspin. And now the question was, and just in 1 week's time, the question was, well, it looks like the Angels are going to be pushing for at least a wild card. That was the talk before the All-Star break. Then once they finished their homestand series against the Astros, now the talk is, well, Shohei Ohtani is now possibly on the market. Who is going to want him? And I'm like, wow. How did the narrative change that fast?
Let's go downstairs to Jason. We'll stay inside the American League West. Can Seattle make a run like they did last year to get to the postseason, even with Texas and Houston in front of them?
Well, I think that Seattle has a really good chance, even though they're showing that they've been a team that kind of is just coasting a little bit. I've seen them the last 5 or 6 years playing, and they've been on the bottom of the barrel. But I think they have a chance this year to really spoil that top 2 teams. Again, you've got Texas and Houston vying for it. Seattle is right there, and there's still plenty of time in the second half for them to make a run. I think if they just get hot and they can beat some really good quality teams and win their games, and by that I mean do not give to a sub 500 or an under 500 team. Right. I think they have a chance to really put a dent in Houston and Texas's chances of clinching that division.
Let's go upstairs.
What is the worst record ever in Major League history? Say
it again.
What is the worst record in Major League history?
I think we're seeing it right now with a few teams. Oakland at 25-71. Kansas City 27-68.
Was it the 62 Mets?
I believe it was. The 62 Mets. Jason can do some quick research and come up with that answer. Let's go upstairs to Playmaker. And Playmaker, what division has you captivated and why?
You're not gonna be surprised about this answer.
NL East. Okay, that's a good answer, Playmaker.
Not the NL.
Oh, American League East. We're in the American League, are we not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I agree with that, but considering your rooting interest, Playmaker, I figured the NL would be your focus.
Well, here's
everybody in the American East has won 50 games.
Yeah, and at least 5 games above 500. The Yankees are in last place
Along
yet
with the Red
they're
Sox.
5 games above. They're 5 games above 500. Tampa Bay has 60 wins. Look at the Baltimore Orioles, 57-36. Who saw downstairs to Jason? Who saw the Orioles coming at 57-36?
The surprise team, the Baltimore Orioles, who were the cellar dwellers for the last 5, 6, 7 years, have really shown everybody, not only in their division, but in the entire major league, that they are for real. Okay, do not mess with this O's team this year, because you are looking at a potential wild card spot, possibly the division if they can get over the Rays hump. But I'm telling you, the Rays are holding their own. They didn't even... You look at what they did yesterday. The Rays lost, and Orioles came in and won. I mean, really? No, not really. Orioles didn't win either, but it's still It's what? One game.
One game
separates them. Yeah, in the loss column, and 3 games in the win column.
Right.
So
here's the fun. Here's the fun. This is the most fun race, as Playmaker said.
Yeah.
And you got Tampa Bay and Baltimore separated by a game, one game.
Yeah, it's about one game. Yeah.
For the East lead. But you know a team that's on their heels that could potentially make a run with their lineup? We're across the border in Canada with the Toronto Blue Jays in the Sky Dome. Let me go.
How funny! That's the team that no one's talking about in the AL East.
Let me go in the back to Cole. And you said that's a team that's no one talking about in the AL East. They're 12 games above 500, 5.5 out of the division lead with plenty of time. They got San Diego, for God's sakes. Does that tell you anything? They get a chance to fatten their record against San Diego in a 3-game series in the Sky Dome. Cole, how dangerous? Let me pose a question. Let me pose a question to Cole. Cole, how dangerous are the Toronto Blue Jays right now?
They are very dangerous. I mean, and not just to the AL East. I mean, they still have to look out to the West and see the Astros trying to get a wild card spot. So, so so the Blue Jays have to deal with the Red Sox and Yankees below them, and the Rays and the Orioles above them in their own division, and then they have to contend with the Astros to either jockey for position or to knock the Astros off the wild card spot. So they're very dangerous. And those 5 teams I mentioned, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Astros, the Rays, and the Orioles, all have to look out for the Blue Jays, and they gotta hope and literally pray they do not catch fire. And if they do, I feel sorry for almost every one of those 5 teams I've listed.
American League wildcard race goes Baltimore and Toronto and Houston are the 3 wild cards right now, opposite the division leaders Tampa Bay, Texas, and Minnesota. Houston sitting in that wild card slot. Upstairs, Playmaker, he had a thought.
Oh, I'm looking at the comments. Yes, this says the 62 Mets lost 120 games. So if I'm not certain correct, are we looking at 49 more losses for the A's? Is that possible?
Let's go to the National League. Best.
Well, the only pieces of life that really care about the A's and their trajectory are possums that live in Oakland Alameda County Stadium.
And that's dropping fast. To the National League, division leaders Atlanta, the Dodgers, and Milwaukee. We'll talk about the Central in just a moment. Wild card teams go the Giants, Arizona, and Miami. Philadelphia's on their heels. Cincinnati's on their heels. Cincinnati is in a bit of a tailspin. They've lost 4 in a row, even with the exciting Ellie De La Cruz. I beg your pardon. I said the name wrong. Downstairs to David. And David, I want you to look at the National League races and tell me which one, besides the West, is the most exciting to you.
Other than the West? That's a good question. I'm gonna have to say the East because look with the Central, you have Milwaukee and Cincinnati, but the Cubs are 8 games back. The Pirates are 11.0 games back. The Cardinals, same thing. There's only two teams right now are fighting each other, which is no surprise.
Right.
As for Milwaukee coming in there, but with the East, you have the Braves, who are, I hate to say it, Jason, the best team in baseball right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They are.
You have Miami, who are 10 games back. You have Philly, where they've been on the roll recently.
Mm-hmm. They've won 3 in a row.
And with the Mets, if I look at the wild card standings, they are 8.5 games back, which is not that good. But if they can get a run, and coming up in August,
they still have a shot.
Yeah,
they still have a shot.
You want to know the wildest thing about this? The Miami Marlins, sitting in second place in the National League East, 10 games back of Atlanta, and they have a -12 run differential.
You know what matters coming up, Snowman, is the trade deadline. If
True.
one of these teams can buy huge in one of these divisions here in the American League or the National League,
Mm-hmm.
if they're like 5.5 games behind or whatever, I mean that might, they can make a run if they actually buy their team. Like for a big example, the Red Sox, there are 8.0 games back in the division, which is kind of hard to believe. Not even 10 games behind in the division.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
And also, they're in fourth place right now behind the Yankees, which I never saw them coming out of last place again. But however, I expect them to fall behind again in the division. But what I'm trying to say is, the Red Sox coming up, they have the New York Mets after Oakland, then Atlanta, and then they go on the road to the Giants, Seattle, and they come back home. The first team they see is the Toronto Blue Jays after the trade deadline. So what the Red Sox need to do right now, people, is if they buy the winners of the trade deadline, and I'm not talking about Ohtani because I don't know if they will be able to pay Ohtani.
Right.
Other than that, if they buy huge, other than Ohtani, at the trade deadline, with the schedule they have coming up, if they can't get a run, what matters to them right now is the trade deadline. That is something they had a lack on last year. If they can buy the trade deadline, they can make a run because their schedule is not going to be easy for the rest of the way.
Downstairs.
I need some help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Braves fan, so it's a certain team I really don't like in my division.
Mm-hmm.
But that team is playing a team I actually don't like, just about the same as in the American East, and they play each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I need some help here. I don't know which way to go here.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't like neither one of the teams.
Well, you got to you got to root for the Red Sox, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if the team that you're rooting against happens to be in your division, you got to root against that team.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you root for the Mets for the only exception of they help the standing of the Braves?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just asking a question. But to be honest with you, Cole, if the Mets were playing the Dodgers, I might be going for the Mets. I can't stand the Dodgers just that much.
I can't fault you for that.
Nor can I. Nor can I. Downstairs to Jason. Which National League division are you watching, and why?
The one I'm watching actually is the Central Division. So shocking as it may seem, and the reason being is the Brewers, the Pirates, and the Reds. Three teams that you don't see the St. Louis Cardinals in that mix at all. The Cardinals have shown they are fine color dwell. Holy cow! Wow, I can't believe it. But what's striking is the Reds have really taken it to the Brew Crew and have shown that they are for real this year, considering the fact that they lost 100-some games the last 3 or 4 years and actually are on the verge of winning maybe 85-plus games this year, I am really shocked. So that's the division I'm looking at because it's interesting to see the Cincinnati Reds take it right to the Brew Crew. I mean, the Brewers have shown that they are the dominating Central team in the NL ever since they came over from the American League. They have, proven one time and time again they are very dominant. But the Reds this year, I cannot believe it, and I have to say it. The Reds are going to stick it to them and take it to them hard all the way down to September. You watch.
Wow.
This
Wow.
Cubs, forget about the Cubs, forget about the Cardinals. You guys can go home and rest, take a break. We'll see you next year.
Let's throw the Pirates in there too.
You know what? It's Milwaukee and Cincinnati in the National League Central. It's a 2-game difference between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's lost 4 in a row. The Brewers have lost 4 in a row, and Cincinnati held the lead once upon a time in the division. That's a race I'm paying attention to also. Let me go back downstairs to Jason. If you're looking for a wild card player that will help the Cincinnati Reds get them either to the postseason as a wild card or to the postseason as Central Division champions, who is that wild card on Cincinnati to get them over the hump?
Oh boy! As far as for players, I'm not really sure because who's the big guy right now that's helping them? Because
Ellie De La Cruz.
Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, the Reds, as far as buying and trading, need to buy some pitching. I think that's what they really need right now. According to what I had said on my show this morning, which we haven't gotten to the NL Central, but I believe that the Reds are a team that, they don't trade very often. They don't get a lot of great players. They build up their team, and I think that's what a good team should do. Build up your players right. Ryan McCarthy agrees with me on it. The Reds need to start pitching. Once they get their pitching done, I think the offense has proven themselves very well. Like Ryan says, the pitching. The starting pitching, relief pitching, just clean the pitching,
I agree.
and you'll have it. And you'll
I remember when they played.
I agree with that.
It was just a offensive slugfest between the two teams because the Reds have no pitching. So every time they try to make a run, we came right back.
Victor says I'll watch the Central just to see the Cubs lose. Hey, I agree with that sentiment. There's 7 games.
We know you agree with that. Ain't nothing new.
Hell yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. I can't stand the Cubs.
By
What a shock.
By the way, Snowman, congratulations.
Say again.
Congratulations on taking the series for us, 2-1.
You're welcome.
Came down to the ATL 2 out of 3 from us. Congratulations on that.
And I can't believe that happened. With the season that the White Sox are having due to injury, inconsistent play, inconsistent hitting, we beat the Braves 2 out of 3. I couldn't believe that happened. I just couldn't believe it. One more note, and then we go to a break here. I posed the question Sunday, and Shane remembers writing it in the chat, and a lot of people said yes. And I want to pose this to the panel: is this the final season in the Bay for the Athletics? Upstairs to Playmaker first.
The answer is so simple. Heck yes.
Okay.
Just to keep it PG.
Downstairs.
Do you see their record?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Do you see the differential?
Mm-hmm.
That is 260.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Downstairs to David. Same question.
Victor, how dare you?
Well,
is this the last season in Oakland for the Athletics?
Before I answer that, Snowman, I just wanted to ask you a quick question before I answer it. Would it be okay if you add the Sunday afternoon baseball games to my FiredUp Network as well?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay, you can add it on the StreamYard. And for my answer, well, from my understanding, the Athletics are moving to Vegas in 2025. So we have about 2 years. Next year will be the final year for Oakland, and then they'll move to Vegas in 2025.
I posed the question because of everything that's going on with Las Vegas, them suddenly getting a bunch of money to them getting a bunch of money to move to relocate, and then getting the approval
The
to
stadium is a mess.
relocate the stadium. I don't
The stadium's a mess. The
I don't
fans
want to talk
don't
about
even
the
want. The fans don't even want to go to the stadium. That's why they don't even get to the game.
Yeah,
It's not even
that
the team.
reverse
It's the stadium
boycott didn't
itself.
work. To Jason, is this it? Is this the swan song for the Oakland A's in Oakland after this season?
We are flying to Vegas, and I can see those new uniforms with that big A, like an ace on a deck of cards. The Vegas A's, yeah, we're going there. Just like the Golden Knights are having a terrific season for hockey, and the Vegas Raiders are going to pick up their stuff when they move from Oakland for the football team. Vegas is the town, my friend. You go to Vegas, you got a chance.
Oh,
Vegas.
So that's the problem with the Raiders. They still think they in Oakland.
Vegas A's.
We know our answer now, Snowman. Even though they in Vegas, they still think they're the Oakland Raiders.
I think that I think they're the Los Angeles Raiders, and I've said as such. That's Jason DeCanio and David St. Dennis joining us here as we talk baseball on Tuesdays. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate the time. Oh man,
Thank you, guys.
Oh Lord, love that. Dadgummit, who keeps pushing buttons here?
Who you think if it ain't you?
Yeah, it's not me. We'll take a break, and we come back. I'll answer Victor's question.
Victor, whenever I see you, I'm gonna strangle you.
No, you're not.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon and see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
$35 after the hour. Playmaker is here. Cole Johnson's in the back pushing buttons. And
I'm gonna troll you.
No, you're not. Why are you gonna troll Victor?
Because if Victor wanted to set that in the goddamn chat, I won't be going through this right now.
Said what?
I don't want one, okay? Life's been good with me not having to listen to one.
Why don't you want one?
Okay.
Why?
It's so bad enough. I might have to flip a coin because either that or Dak Prescott. And I really don't know.
Okay. Why the?
Cole,
But why don't you want the Bears?
why, Cole? Why was that the title, Cole? Why? Out of all the titles in the world, why is that one? Why did that one happen?
Well, when you have people who want to look for things, they really don't give a crap about Damian Lillard. They don't give a crap about Saquon Barkley all that much. They don't give a crap about Josh Jacobs. They really give a bit of a crap about Aaron Rodgers. The ones that people gave a crap about was Dak Prescott putting his foot in his mouth, saying that he's going to throw less than 10 interceptions in 2023 when the mental midget couldn't do that in 12.
Yes, the mental midget. You know what Cowboy fans are singing to me right now? You know the song, Cole.
Mm-hmm. And the song ever since middle of January has been, quote, you know we're going to Super Bowl, right? 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 Close quote.
That's the quote. There's a certain song that they're saying.
Oh, we them boys, that one.
No.
Thank the Lord.
No. Look at what Victor wrote.
Oh.
They's
a troll.
Troll.
They's a troll.
Troll.
They's a troll. Cowboys fan are a troll. Lord. Unfortunately, Playmaker, when it comes to today's sports fandom, fans really give a whole lot of crap about the Cowboys, a whole lot of crap about LeBron, and a whole lot of crap about drama. Any of those three things, you have a sports fan in today's mind. You have them hook, line, and sinker. Right? Drama, Cowboys, and LeBron.
We had an All-Star game take place. We had an All-Star game take place over the weekend. We had some great tennis play.
Keep going.
Baseball.
Keep going.
There are sports out there, people.
Hey, look, I had on the docket Carlos Alcaraz possibly having to change him to go with Novak Djokovic, but look over to your right, Playmaker.
I see that. Nobody cares about the Cowboys.
I love saying.
And guess where the conversation went? So it went to Roger Craig. He should be in the Hall of Fame now. He isn't now. Shame on you, Canton. For the let me see. He's been retired since the mid-90s. For the 30th season.
Yep.
I don't mind that. That's a Snowman take because it's July. I mean, next month is August. Hall of Fame stuff, all that. I don't mind that.
Quote.
Good.
I don't fault you, Carlos Alcaraz, for winning the Women Wimbledon, but I really have this on my mind. That took only 10 seconds. Close quote.
See, you know.
And now I'll have fun at my own expense. And now a selection from the Wonderberry Choir entitled "Yesterday Snowman Was Tripping and Went Off the Rails."
Good Lord, he did.
I'll do that at my own expense. I'll do that at my own expense because I certainly did go the other way.
You know what the problem is?
What?
You know what the problem is? We have to realize that sports is all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the United States, okay? And the fact that it's been a very very long time, very long time,
Very long time.
like Brandon Mayer said, 30 years. 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 U.S. men hasn't really been,
Oh no.
deep into tennis tournaments. So
Yep.
the
Let's see what's on
lore
the
of
docket
tennis
right
has.
now. Let me see.
Put it on the docket. Put it on the docket. Hey.
No, it will be. It'll probably be on the docket. Yes,
Look up.
I'm just checking some things. But go ahead, Playmaker,
Cole,
please
look up.
continue.
Cole, look up. Look up at the screen.
Lord, look,
Jason,
I look. I have for your understanding, Jay. I think JJ. I think you'll love this, considering you are. I'm thinking you're an Eagles fan. Considering that you, he's a Patriots fan, but you reside in the Philly area, I think. So I think you will appreciate where I'm about to go here. So I lived in Houston all of my young adulthood and my childhood life.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that a city that had about 200 miles separated, 250 miles separating itself from Dallas, you would think that you would not see a Dallas Cowboy fan anywhere within earshot of Houston. Right?
Wrong.
You had a whole lot of Cowboys fans. Not as much when I was growing up, but you definitely did when the Oilers left.
Yeah,
And
I hadn't heard the joke.
it grew worse and worse and worse the older I got. I'm like, Lord have mercy. You're in Houston. Why? And it got louder, especially after the triplets Super Bowl runs.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, you would think that you would root for something that was in your city. Why would you root for Dallas? I don't get it. It is ill.
There's a saying when it comes to Cowboys Nation.
Oh no.
If the world was to blow up today, 3 things will survive.
1,
Texas.
Cockroaches. Oh yeah.
2,
Texas. Cockroaches.
And 3,
Cowboys fan. But I'll supplant Cowboys fan with bronzexual.
Can we get JJ's comment to come to life about what the Cowboy fans are hooked on?
Oh Lord.
Can we get that to come to life, please?
He thinks the Cowboys are hooked on Bronix. Well, the Cowboys aren't. The Cowboys fan, on the other hand, not all, but many of them are. Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Let me see.
Folks, if you get a chance, this Friday is the premiere edition of Sharing the Mic with JJ. It's a podcast where he talks to different announcers in the region, across the nation, and around the world. Y'all are going to love it. The first episode drops this Friday with yours truly christening the podcast as his first guest. 5:00 is the time that it will come down. So y'all better just go ahead and go with it, because you're going to love it. I really do. What the hell was that for?
No, that wasn't for JJ. It was for the last 20 minutes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about, unless you have not drank coffee.
I haven't.
I'm going to ask a question to Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we were going to talk about was the NCAA women's were planning a second postseason tournament, like a women's NIT. And right now, we will be talking about Northwestern players clicking up and suing the university for possible hazing. But what you get was...
your fault.
Along with the... First hour.
I came in on that. I did that on purpose.
I know you did on purpose. That's why I hit you. That's why I hit you with the.
As soon as I seen the title of the show, I was like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The NCAA announced Monday it's creating another women's college basketball tournament that will operate like the men's NIT as a second option for 32 teams that do not make the tournament. The Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament, which the first will be held this season, brings the men's and women's NCAA postseason opportunities to an equal number. NCAA operated second option for women was one of the key focuses of an external, general report on the NCAA. So we got the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament along with the Women's NCAA.
No.
What? Explain, sir.
I get it. The more games you play, the more money you can make. I get all that.
Well, if you do, then why do you still bristle?
But you do realize once the women's NCAA field is made, that's all we want to look at.
But the thing is, that is not all that we look at when it comes to the men's tournament. We do take a peek over at the NIT tournament, which I have no earthly idea why we still do that, but we do.
Me neither.
But we do.
Lord. About no damn NIT.
Wait a minute. Larry said it best.
I know.
Here.
The kids' table. Exactly, Larry. Exactly, Larry.
That's exactly what they're doing with this, this tournament.
And the reason why is because they saw the women absolutely destroy the men's game on TV.
Mm-hmm. And they want to give more participation trophies away.
And they now want to finally be the arbiter of fair play and say, you know what? We want to give the women a fair shot too. And basically what they're seeing is, oh yes, we're going to be tricking off more dough because we're going to get a lot of money. And the women can give us a lot of money just like the men can in the March Madness season.
And Cool McCain just echoed your point. Fans of those teams will support it financially.
Exactly. Exactly cool. Exactly cool. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Don't we already have a women's NIT?
Yeah, but people don't really focus on it though. But now it's going to get a brighter spotlight. Go ahead, Playmaker.
Whose fault is that? The month of March, everybody says March Madness.
Yes.
NIT is not included in that.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. When is the NIT played? It's played in March. And when you have these teams who don't get in the tournament, they actually say, well, they fall in line to the NIT. They actually say that still. 2023.
They actually say that.
Yes, allowed in 2000. I mean, in fact, to the point, North Carolina, when they did not, the men's team, when they did not make it to the NCAA tournament, they actually put forth an official announcement, which said, quote, "We ain't gonna accept a national invitational tournament," close quote.
And now a selection from the choir entitled "You Trippin'."
I know, Cole. You remember because I talked about it on Turn the Lights Out and how happy I was that they said no.
Yeah,
and I agree. But the thing is, it is a thing.
I ain't saying it ain't a thing, but I can care less.
Does it? I understand you could care less. I have cared less ever since I learned of what the NIT was.
Yeah,
and what it became, because it was the NCAA tournament way back in the day, but it's now been rendered to be you're 64, you're the 60, well, no, I'm sorry, now 69th best team in America. I understand that.
This makes no sense.
Look, the women's NCAA tournament, which I have been hooked on since its inception, was born in 1982. 1982 was the first year, and CBS televised every single game.
And credit to them, that tournament has gotten better and better by each year. Seriously,
CBS televised every single game of that women's NCAA tournament, and at the time, it only had 48
That's
teams.
That's right.
And 48 teams until I want to say 1990. My history may be well off.
I don't know when they expanded the field. It was the 90s, but I don't know when they expanded the
Why don't we do
field.
something that we do here? That's it's called research. I'm gonna look this up right now. I'm gonna look this up right now. Because
I get it. More games means more money. But sometimes more doesn't equate to what you want it to be.
Louisiana Tech won the first NCAA champion. They won
1994 is when the field expanded from 48 to 64 in the women's game.
I knew it was in the 90s. I knew it was in the 90s.
Yeah, I knew it was in the 90s too, but I didn't think it was 90.
Yeah, 1994.
I need the NCAA to learn this meaning and learn this saying. Less is more.
Enough.
You hold up. You're asking the NCAA to adopt a less is more credo. If you were to fly to Indianapolis, or in Snowman's case, drive there, and you were to go into those offices and give them what, you fools, less is more. You know what you're going to receive as a response.
Bitch, please.
Oh yeah. Because it's all about the money with them.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. Less is more. NCAA, leave it alone. So it was 1994 when they expanded to 64 teams.
1994, yeah.
1994. Okay, I thought it was 1990. Larry says you do research, cutting edge. Oh yeah, we do research all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's messed up, isn't it?
It's something that I'll take a direct shot, and JJ's going to love me for saying this, and the fans will love me for saying this. It's something that we do and the others don't, on or off air.
How dare we?
We actually do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
84 was I watched the championship game in 82. The first full tournament that I watched was 84 when it played Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles, and they had these on college They had these on college campuses.
They still did. Do they still hold on college campuses in the lower rounds?
In the lower rounds, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was talking about the Final Four and championship. It played Pauley Pavilion. Actually, it started with 32 teams. The tournament, the first year it was 32 teams. 83 was 36, and then they went back down to 32. There's one in North Carolina, and then it went to 40 in 1987, and I think it stayed that way. It went to 48 in 1989. 1989 was the biggest expansion. It's up to 48 teams, and that year 1989 they played in Tacoma because the men's national championship was in the Kingdom.
In the Kingdom.
You know what? You want to make some changes in NCAA to the women's game? How about you do what the men do? You pick 4 locations. That is not college campuses. You have them play there.
Well, no, that might happen now, or it might happen. No, it might happen now. It might happen soon, because the NCAA was not going to move until they saw that the women's game was going to be really profitable.
And women's game's asses.
Yeah, and literally destroy and dismantle the men's game, which this past year it did.
It did.
As my good friend Dre said on when I did the show with him, the NCAA tournament women's boat race the men's.
He's
several times over.
He was right.
Several times over. All right, JJ. JJ, we love you. I will see you tonight on your broadcast, my friend.
All right, JJ. Good seeing you, bro.
Well, I have to deny Victor's request because we're running out of time. And
what request were you supposed to give Victor?
What do you think? It's Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well,
I'll limit this. I will limit this to 180 seconds.
Okay.
There's no way you can limit it to 180 seconds.
Yeah, I can.
He's gonna give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. I'll limit this to 180 seconds. And it goes.
All right.
This one goes like this.
Talk
I
to
was
him.
invited by the roommate to a Cubs game, and I told him no.
Oh no.
And I told him, I'm not going to a Cubs game with you. I'm not going to a Cubs game with your supposed girlfriend. I'm not going to a Cubs game with your bunch because it cheapens me. And he looked at me like I was weird, because I am. He says, how does it cheapen you? I said, because the White Sox are better. Well, he didn't like that. His girlfriend didn't like that. And they went to a Cubs game. I stayed home. I had headphones on my head. And I heard them come in arguing.
Yeah.
Because the Cubs got their ass kicked.
Oh, Fooder, come on now. You got the girl. Seal the deal, son.
He got the girl. I thought he was gonna see. I thought he was gonna seal the deal.
You thought?
No, he didn't.
Come on, son. No, Fooder, don't disappoint us.
He did not. He did not. And here is the reason why he did not seal the deal.
All right, girl.
He made a promise.
Oh, what was that promise?
That was
Dinner.
That was step number one, right? That was
Dinner.
strike one right there.
Okay, so dinner. Okay.
He promised dinner.
That's
to her.
strike two.
Didn't get it.
No dinner.
And
No
that's
dinner.
strike three.
In fact, I came downstairs and I heard them arguing, and I figured,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
gonna have me some
about.
food. Okay, I figured, okay, I'm gonna fix me some food, then I'm going back upstairs and I'm going to
That's
bed.
what I'm talking about. The girl wanted dessert,
So-
and she saw something big and black coming down the stairs, and she was like, "Oh my,
So
sugar daddy has arrived."
Cole, be quiet.
I butterflied a couple of Polishes, put some seasoning on it, and Voodoo looked at me and says, "Why are you cooking my Polish sausage?" And I said, "Because I paid for it." And I went upstairs.
And meanwhile, the woman was like, "Ooh,
Yep.
that big tall black one, that Phantom of the Opera needs me in his life."
No.
And the next thing I'll say is, 45 seconds later, I had a visitor, and it wasn't him. Voodoo was asleep immediately, and we didn't go to sleep until 4 a.m.
I told you she wanted to be beaten down, beaten up, and beaten sideways with your nightstick. Just clobbered all over the place.
Like an Andres Galarraga slam.
And then that woman was going to be wetter than Lake Michigan.
And Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. And Victor, this may be limited, but that's your experience for this Tuesday. I'll say more this afternoon.
That woman's still swimming.
Victor, whenever I see you, I'm gonna treat you like Brock Lesnar treated Rey Mysterio.
No, you're not. We got to get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
Then there's something up.